Hey y'all, welcome to Beauty Flip. This is Etta, and today we're looking at the alluring, addictive nature of the uneven playing field, where it dangles the illusion that you can win against all odds. Yep, my lovelies, it's like gambling. The house is rigged, but that rare win just keeps you coming back. The paradox is both oppressive and so alluring, and that, my lovely lovelies, is what makes the uneven playing field so gosh darn alluring. Hey ho, all you beautiful humans. Okay, welcome back. So we had a moment where we tapped into our divine spark. We saw, wow, there was actually something very miraculous about us. Amazing things going on at all times. Our body has 30 to 40 trillion cells building, cleansing, making bones, making blood, helping us breathe, helping us move. Like without much concentrated thought, we are able to do so many things. So I think if anything, you all like walked away from last week and went, yeah, like bravo, that's amazing. That's just truly amazing. And yet, the devastating news is that we all still like get up every single day and we go back onto that uneven playing field. Okay, so you want to know what makes this so alluring? Why the heck would I get up there and go there every day? Because you said it's treacherous, it's not fulfilling, all the things. Yeah, let's get there. Before we get to the exact alluring part, I want to set a foundation for you. And these are things that I have been talking to you about. So if you're joining me today and you miss some of my concepts, please go back, especially to maybe episodes 1 and 2, but enjoy them all because I've been setting up, if you will, the foundation for the game that is the uneven playing field and the game of how to get off it. So there are 5 concepts I want to get into. The first one is that the uneven playing field is familiar. You might have noticed that that has been around since, let me check my watch, 250 years and about 15 minutes. Oh, so yeah, it's been what we've been doing for a very long time. So it is a thing that we're slightly schooled in, that we slightly have knowledge for, that we slightly understand, know, and kind of basically accept as the way things are. 2, each and every lovely little human has a deep desire to be safe. It's one of our sort of like innate needs, and to sort of survive. Now, survive at one level, have shelter, have food, have water, have warmth. At another level, survive, have income, have possibilities, have enough to get in and through a day or a week or a year or finish school or go to college or get that job. Do you get it? Survival. Safety and survival. The third one, which I'm going to bring back a couple of props from episode 2, is what I want to call very specifically now our integrated beliefs. To some degree, you'll remember I called you a sponge, and I talked to you about mama and papa sponge and society teaching you the things that you learned how to do well and are capable of doing and believe are good about you and are the values that you hold. Sponge. And then I taught you also another concept, which was how there's this idea that your parents and the values that you grew up with and the ideas that you grew up are one side of a penny. And so there is the head side of a penny. And then boom, 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 when you decided not to be those things, boom, 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 you decided to be the tails side of a penny. All of these things, all of your sponginess, putting those in quotes for you, and your head side of a penny and your tail side of a penny are all some aspect of beliefs that you have about the world. Beliefs about you specifically, beliefs about other people specifically, beliefs about how the world will treat you, and beliefs about what is acceptable about the way you get to be treated. So you just constantly live in a lovely little swarm of beliefs in your head. So that's number 3. Then I started getting into this cool thing in our last episode about who we are and this divine creature that we are. And I didn't quite say it, but I've been kind of leading us to number 4, which is 1. I have said this part. We love to receive, to learn, we're so curious. We're such curious beings. We just love to drink in the world, right? And the second part of being curious is this thing that we do with it. We then take it and create something with it. We love to create. We love to go and, learn something and then digest it, if you will, mentally, figuratively, and maybe write a paper, write a poem, draw a painting, discuss it with a friend, make a business, come up with like a new way of doing something at school with your friends. There's a million and one ways we like to create. Now, those last 2, I don't know if you noticed, I mentioned other people like making a business or being like doing something with a friend. Because when we create, there is certainly a great satisfaction to create for ourselves. That feels good. But there is even something far more delicious when we are able to share it. There is something so innately beautiful. And these 2 things, creating and sharing, do help us tap into that divine spark. They are the divine sparky way that we kind of like light up. So we kind of feel and digest ideas, the world, and then we, in our digesting, create, and then we share. And all of that feeling, digesting, creating, and sharing is sort of part of divine sparkiness. Woo, cool. So that's the 4th one, creating and sharing. And then the 5th one is aliveness. And again, this is going back into divine sparkiness, that when we are able to experience these things, whether we are creating for ourselves or with other people, we begin to experience aliveness. We actually tap into that experience of going into our beautiful nature, our divine sparkiness. We begin to experience it. We live it. And so that, to us, I'm going to call is our aliveness. It's where, for example, you have a lovely evening with a friend and it was just so delightful. It brought you so much joy and it sort of lives in your body and you're like, oh my God, that was so good. And even afterwards you text each other, oh, I had so much fun. Me too. Heart emoji, heart emoji. It could be a million other things. It could be aliveness in writing a really delicious paper or a poem or reading a book or watching a movie that brings you to tears. Aliveness could be going out with a group of friends and having a really fun night, going dancing or watching some music. It could be going and talking to your boss about something that you're really concerned about and creating a possibility that's new in the company. It could be potentially talking to your parents about something that was really difficult and discovering ways that you are going to get supported in something that you have been really scared about. All of these are just some of the examples of aliveness. And for some of us, we love aliveness so much and we try to capture aliveness and we kind of don't like all of the feelings that we have. So we try to stay in certain feelings, like maybe happy all the time or maybe feeling powerful or something like that, which powerful isn't an exact emotion, but it is this sort of rush of aliveness. And so for some of us, aliveness gets a little bit twisted. Aliveness gets turned into drama. And for some of us, we like drama less. And for some of us, we really love drama. So you can imagine a spectrum. But drama, ultimately is something that we all live for. You look at all sorts of movies and TV and listen to all sorts of books and or read them. It is all full of drama. We love drama. We do. We love when the good person wins, the underdog wins. We love it when the bad guy gets taken down. We even like sometimes when we see a bad guy or maybe someone be bad for all the good reasons. Like there's so many levels of delicious drama that we love. So now that I've sort of named the big pictures, I'm going to name them again. First off, the reason why we step back up onto that uneven playing field is that it is familiar. Secondly, we all are sort of wanting to make sure that we are going to remain safe and survive. So to some degree or another, that uneven playing field is part of a thing that calls us. Yeah. And to just ignore it or avoid it could cause us harm. So you can't just necessarily do that. You can't just like go and become a hermit. Third is our integrative beliefs. There are ways that we have been taught by our parents, lovingly so, and other fabulous beings, that survival and being someone who can succeed and grow, etc., must access and be on that playing field. And then there's this thing where we love, because we start to actually experience and feel our divine spark, to create and to share. And some of that also ends up on that uneven playing field. And then there is the experience of, and now I'm going to take number 5, aliveness and drama, and shift it a little bit. There is an experience that we have when we're on the uneven playing field, which is where we're going next, of winning. And winning, when we're getting so close that we can feel it, we feel more alive. Oh, we almost got it. Sometimes you are someone who is creating a new idea or has a business or is going forward a new project, even within your company, or maybe you did something that was risky at school or with your friends. Ooh, it feels so good if you did it and you almost did it. Ooh, you were so close. You were so close. So this experience of winning is where aliveness gets heightened and drama gets heightened. And we begin to ultimately start to feel the call of the uneven playing field. See, at some point, you looked yourself in the mirror. And for some of us, this happened a long time ago. Like it can start as early as 10. And you kind of said, no, I don't want to be a sponge. I don't want to be, because this sponge, like what mom and dad and Nana and Pappy are telling me to be, is very basic. It is not going to get me what I'm looking for in life. Because at best, if I follow mom and dad and nanny and pappy and maybe some of my teachers at school's rules and ideas, I'm going to just be a sponge just like my family was before me and they from them. I hear you. It's okay. You want to grow. You want to change. But there is a drive to basically disconnect yourself from everything that you ever were, and not be curious about who you deeply are, i.e. divine spark. You even push beyond the penny. You're like, damn it, I don't want to be a penny either. And you say, I do. I want to figure out how to rain that money, rain it down. And you're saying, I want to figure out how to really be something fabulous. And this little fabulous thing is beyond creating safety for yourself and a way of being recognized, or even kind of growing and learning through the internal scripts. It is definitely embracing drama. It is like playing life like this is the Real Housewives, or this is Survivor. We are so jacked on wanting our lives to feel intense and crazy good and potentially even crazy bad. And the more that we watch these shows and see these shows, it becomes more and more familiar. And we just want it so bad. And we put on our cleats and we get on our jerseys. We warm up, we stretch, we run to get on that uneven playing field. Now, here's the crazy thing. I think I said it. Every single person on this uneven playing field, to some degree or another, has done exactly what I just said. They said, I don't want to be my mom and dad's little sponginess. I don't want to be accepting just the penniness of things. I got to figure out how to be bigger, better, faster, more powerful than anyone before me in my friend group, in my society group, in my family group. I am going to be the best. And this is where, my lovely lovelies, we tap into why it is just so alluring. I said this thing to you once before. Our brains have this thing called dopamine. Dopamine is a big part of what makes this whole thing alluring. So there you are, you're on the uneven playing field and you have a big success or a little success. You get a wash. Whew, that feels good. And then maybe you almost win. And so you get another wash. Whew, your brain's excited and you go for it again. And you know what else? We kind of like it. We kind of like the territory and that it's like unpredictable. And that like if we win, if we win, this will be so exciting. Ooh, drama. And we love ultimately that we think that if we just keep figuring it out, what does that sound like? Oh, let's go over here to my calculator. That we are in control of everything. So this becomes like this emotional experience every single day, getting on that playing field, moving forward, almost winning, learning lessons, getting back over here, figuring out another way to get back up onto that uneven playing field. This time getting so close that you did win or you won a little thing and now it's time for the next exciting adventure. Drama. And you are in control. You are in control. You are in control. Ooh, it feels so good. Yes, it does. Do you want to know what I just described to you? My lovely, lovely, I just described to you what it feels like to be a gambling addict. Oh, yes, I did. What it takes to be a gambling addict. Let's go through that again, shall we? Okay. Why do people go to places like Vegas, etc., to gamble? And usually the house wins. Because our brains, let's start off with, love rewards. We've already said this many times. And ultimately, when we are gambling and or playing on the uneven playing field and actually actively wanting to play the game, our brain releases dopamine. And that feels so good. And when you almost win the hand, ooh, you were so close. Ooh, it was so close. It was so close. Or almost win something on that uneven playing field. Ooh, you were definitely one of the better dressed people at that party, or you definitely nailed that presentation. Wash of dopamine. So you begin to think, wow, this is amazing. Also, we love when things are unpredictable. And I'm going to tell you right now, that uneven playing field is uncapital predictable. Yes, it is just like gambling and you're sitting there and you're rolling your dice and you're just ready. You blow on them and you got to just like, Yes, baby, get me those doubles. And you throw the dice and you don't know for that moment, for that moment, for that moment. Oh, it feels so good. That is what it feels like every single time you get up onto that uneven playing field. You are so excited. And then there's this moment of wanting to try again. The randomness of trying to figure it out. We know what that is. Over here to the calculator. And if you've ever watched anyone gamble, they literally will sit and talk to the dice or to the cards. They'll sit there and they're like, come on, baby, come on, baby. If you watch someone and they're playing a craps game, they'll literally put the dice, if they're wanting to roll, let's say 8, they'll make the dice before they throw them into 2 4s or a 6 and a 2. And they like kind of like set the dice like they're talking to it. And then they throw it. As if the dice are going to listen. This, my lovely human beings, is like the playing field. Now, of course, it's not exactly like gambling, but there are these overlays where we actually think that our behavior is going to get us. Those ways where we will feel less of our sponginess and less of the ways that we could just only be a penny or the backside of a penny. And we're hoping it's going to rain on us. I'm talking about like gamblers who are trying to set up their dice and roll them so that they get the number that they tried to set up before they threw it to land. And to live in that unpredictable moment of thinking, if you just do one more thing, 2 more things, at work, in the relationship, in the way you dress, in the way you do your hair, your makeup, in the way you present yourself, in the way you are with your friends, in the way that you are with potentially new people who you are meeting. You are hoping that by doing the mindfuck math, you are in control enough about life, about the uneven playing field, that you will get rewarded. Yes, you should be rewarded, and I want that for you. I truly do. But ultimately, my dears, if you are playing the uneven playing field because you think you are supposed to win, you are most likely gambling. Oops. So sorry. I hope I didn't ruin your day. I know this is sometimes not so fun, but maybe if we have a laugh at just the insanity of what we have created and what we create every single day, I promise you there's something far greater than getting on that uneven playing field and thinking that you need to gamble with who you are in order to try to somehow edge out some sort of win for yourself, because you are so fabulously perfect, and that trying to edge out a win will not, make you feel, it might make you feel better for a moment, but in the end you will still feel the emptiness of the fact that you're ignoring the divine spark within you and the miraculous journey of discovery and play and adventure that is here for us every single day. See, here's the thing. You could go onto the uneven playing field, because guess what? You're going to go. Not just because you want to go, but you could go, and depending on your mindset, you will either discover that there is an amazing, adventurous journey that is all about life, all about discovering who you are, and all about discovering what your body and your mind are capable of being and doing and creating, and discovering people who want to be on that journey with you. Or You pick up the dice like a good little gambler, and you hope you make it rain, and you play the drama, and you play to control, and you play to control the people around you, and you do the mind fuck math, and you figure out how to just live this exciting, crazy example of every single moment being stirred up and amped up and so dopamined up that you don't even know what it would feel like to actually be. See, ultimately, how you frame your mind, frame your perspective, is the difference, is the way that you, my lovely lovelies, get to play the game. You can play to win at all costs, win always, win, dopamine rush, drama, 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 push people aside, create control, mind fuck, bath. And you can feel it become the escape of your life. Or my lovely lovelies, you could, even though you are on the uneven playing field, decide to live your life, feel your feelings, express what you feel, learn what there is to deeply learn about the adventures of life, about the adventures of living in your beautiful body, even though your beautiful body might not be perfect. Live with the mind you were given. Allow yourself to discover, to fail, to learn from your failures, to be humbled by when you are winning, to see what is so magnificent about life and achieving. These are the two poles: winning or learning, living, adventure. Winning, learning, living, adventure. Next week, we're going to go in a different direction. We're going to go and look at something that maybe you have discovered about yourself or you haven't yet. And that is that you are such an amazing creative force. So beyond just the divine spark, we are now going to discover the creator in you and the beautiful potential that is always there, and the way that we completely interact with our body and the world around us to create, discover, learn, and become new and amazing beings every single day. I look forward to seeing you next week. Okay, my little gambling addicts, I hope you enjoyed our time together. Next week, we're going to look into creativity. This is where we partner with the divine spark, begin to see, learn, grow, and have the most amazing adventures. See you then.